Thank you so much for joining us online today. If you haven't already, make sure you connect with us digitally on our website at fbcvr.com. Hit the connect card button and let us know about your online visit with us today. We would love to know more about your experience at First Baptist Church of Villa Rica, even if it's digital. To help us bring more services just like this one straight to you and to deliver God's message around the world, make sure you partner with us financially. You can go to fbcvr.com/give. You can also use the safe and fast text to give option, or come by our church offices when it's safe and convenient. No matter how you do it, we're just thankful that you do, because your giving matters at First Baptist Church of Villa Rica. Help us to continue to bring God's message around the world. Again, thank you so much for joining us online today. We hope you enjoyed the service.
Well, here we are, church. We're here at another special place. This is Caiaphas's house. They built this great church over it. Great things happened here. Quite unbelievable. This is where Judas went and conspired with the Sanhedrin. And we're not 100% sure where that happened, but we know they gathered here in this area around Caiaphas's house. So in Matthew 26:14 and 15, it says, "Then one of the 12, called Judas Iscariot, went to the chief priests." Of course, this is the chief priest's house, and said, "What are you willing to give me if I deliver him," Jesus, "to you?" And they counted out to him 30 pieces of silver. You know, have you ever thought about that? How would you like to be the ultimate Benedict Arnold, the ultimate Haman, the ultimate betrayer? Judas, you know, he betrayed Jesus in such an awful manner. And Jesus actually said this. He said in Matthew 26:24, "The Son of Man indeed goes just as it is written of him. But woe to that man by whom the Son of Man is betrayed. It would have been good for that man if he had never been born." I mean, it's one thing to betray somebody, but you're talking about betraying Jesus Christ, Son of God, God incarnate, and it would be best he was not been born. A lot of people, oh, where's Judas? Well, not too far from here, right down this hill, is a valley called Gehenna, where Judas actually hung himself. For those that wonder, where is Judas? The Bible clears that up. He is in a place called hell, even right down to the place where he hung himself. So when you think about what happened here, this is where Judas conspired. It says in Matthew 26:1-5, "Now it came to pass when Jesus had finished all these sayings, he said to his disciples, 'You know that after 2 days is the Passover, and the Son of Man will be delivered up and crucified.' The chief priests, the scribes, and the elders of the people assembled at the palace of the high priest," Caiaphas's house right here, "and plotted to take Jesus by trickery and kill him. But they said, not during the feast, lest there be an uproar among the people." Just amazing things happened right here in this spot. Another thing that took place on Wednesday that's recorded in the Bible, Mary anointed Jesus, and this caused some dissension with the disciples because of the cost of this. It was a very expensive thing. And in Matthew 26:6, we find the beginning of this. It says, "And when Jesus was in Bethany," so he's gone back, it's the Wednesday, he's hanging out at the house. Everything's about to go down on Thursday. He knows this. He's kind of catching his breath. He knows he's about to go through something very difficult. And while he's sitting there in the house, Mary and Martha and Lazarus' house in Bethany, something happens. And it says, "And when Jesus was in Bethany at the house of Simon, a woman came to him having an alabaster flask, a very costly fragrant oil, and she poured it on his head and sat at the table. But when his disciples saw it, they were indignant." They were indignant because this was a very expensive thing, saying, "Why this waste? For this fragrant oil might have been sold for much and given to the poor." But when Jesus was aware of it, he said to them, "Why do you trouble the woman? For she has done a good work for me. For you have the poor with you always, but me you do not always have. For in the pouring of this fragrant oil on my body, she did it for my burial," because he's about to face the cross. It's coming. The next day, actually, we'll begin this journey from Gethsemane. "Assuredly, Truly, I say to you, wherever the gospel is preached in the whole world, what this woman has done will also be told as a memorial to her. And I want you to think about that. That's literally happened. This woman is remembered worldwide in all the nations because it's recorded in the Gospels, and we always talk about this story. But here's what I want you to pull out of that. Jesus is worth it. Jesus is worth it. He paid the ultimate price for our sin so that we could go to heaven one day. So when he paid that price, he ultimately saying to us, hey, I'm worth it. I'm worth everything. And you notice what he said in there, the poor you will always have amongst you. The poor will always be there. And that's a true statement. Now here we are 2,000 years later, and we still deal with poor people all the time. I mean, it's just a common thing that we deal with. The poor you will always have amongst you, but me you have for this short period of time, telling his disciples, here I am. So when we honor Christ, we should give him our best, not our leftovers, but our best, because he's worth it. That's what this was. She was showing that I'm giving Jesus my very best. And this was also semblance of his burial that was about to come. It was an important moment that took place during the Holy Week on this Wednesday.